Something that I've noticed with you, and we've talked a lot about this kind of thing, but I think you're pretty deliberate with the why. Like, I think you're pretty mindful about why you do the things that you do, and in the initiatives that we've worked on together, and things like that. And I think that's something that's important to remember, is why we do the things that we do, why we're spending time with our people, why we're, taking that time to do one-on-ones with our direct reports, even though it might not be like on your schedule the most important thing that you could be doing at that point. For that person, it is important, and that's how you have to prioritize your time and prioritize the attention that you give to certain things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we every Monday we have a staff meeting. We review some of the couple underlying reasons for it. One, I think it's important to get the entire team together at least once a week, where we can rub shoulders and just bond, right? We always order in lunch for that. We review numbers, but also been trying to layer in some leadership development inside of that. And their a couple weeks ago, shared a story, my personal experience of the importance of bringing attention to the things that you're doing. And we live in a world that could use a lot more magic, right? And when you bring intention to things, it completely changes the experience of the people that you're interacting with. And so growing up, I love my parents to death. Big Jazz fan growing up, right? That came with a lot of emotions as well, right?
Good and bad.
Good and bad, mostly bad, right?
Yep.
Jordan pushed off.
Amen.
But when I don't remember the age, but it's the same experience, but two very different feelings of how my parents made me feel with sharing the same exact activity with them. One year, my mom takes me to a Jazz game, and she is someone that really invests into me. She still, to this day, will call me and say, "Hey, the Jazz played last night. Did you watch the game? Did you go to the game?" There's just a connection there. Yeah. Before the game, we went to dinner. She took me to the card shop. I was able to get a couple cards. And then we went to the game, and she was invested in it, cheering and ups and downs and excited. Don't even remember the result of anything, but I remember the experience of how my mom made me feel like I was the only thing that mattered in that moment. And another time, shared the same type of experience with my dad. And I love my dad. There's a ton of value that I get from my dad, but he took me to the game, and he brought his book, and he sat there and he read his book while I watched the Jazz game. And I just remember that feeling, that it just wasn't a shared experience, and how I felt after that. And we as leaders can go through our days and have very similar interactions, and sometimes just get caught up in the motions of doing things versus bringing in a really unique and purposeful intent to our actions and in our calendar on a daily basis. And that can mean the world to the people that we're interacting with on a daily basis.
I've noticed that, and something that I struggle with is there's always something to do, and my mind is always thinking about the next thing. So a lot of times when I'm doing one thing, I'm already thinking about the next thing. I have a checklist on my desk. I have a pile of Post-its from every day where I write down when the day before, this is what I need to do tomorrow, and then I just put it to the side, and then I have a new Post-it for the next day. So I'd be in my one-on-ones with my team, and I'd be sitting there, and I have my computer open, and something pops up, and they're sitting there talking to me, and they've been talking to me for 2 minutes, and I realize that I don't remember anything that they've said from the last 2 minutes.